Hello, good evening, and welcome to the City Ground Nottingham for a JB Sports exclusive as we watch Nottingham Forest take on Sheffield United. We bring you live, uninterrupted audio commentary of Nottingham Forest against Sheffield United. Both teams about to enter the fray. Kick-off 5 minutes away. John JB Stuttard, your commentator on this JB Sports exclusive tonight. We hope that you can join us, and we'll try and read out a few comments as we go along during the half-time interval. We'll probably read most of the comments out at half-time, so don't be offended if I ignore your comments. It's just so that we concentrate on the game. This promises to be a great battle. Nottingham Forest lost narrowly to Arsenal with our 4 teams. Sheffield United, I think, just in the bottom 3 at the moment. They lost narrowly 1-0 to Crystal Palace last week. Paul Eckenbottom, their manager. Steve Cooper, Nottingham Forest manager. We'll run through the 2 lineups very quickly in a second or two. We're just waiting for the teams to emerge from the tunnel. But the atmosphere is absolutely superb here tonight. Just to remind you that my actual first commentary for the commentary hub will be tomorrow down at Plymouth. We're going down to the land of the Pilgrims tomorrow. And then we've got Aston Villa against Everton at 2 p.m. as well. So plenty to look forward to next couple of days on JB Sports in association with the Commentary Hub. The teams are out in the tunnel. Sheffield United in an all-yellow strip this evening, incidentally. Looking forward to bringing you this one exclusively live to JB Sports. So Nottingham Forest, led out by their skipper Joe Worrell. Looking absolutely up for this one tonight. Formations: Forest 4-3-2-1, 3-4-2-1, with Matt Turner in goal for them. A back 4 of Scott McKenna, Joe Worrell, and Willie Bowley. In fact, that's 3 at the back, I should stress, as the teams make their way out. I'll show you the 2 lineups in just a second as the teams just make their way out onto the field here at the City Ground, Nottingham. It's a great atmosphere. It's almost absolutely superb, and I hope you're going to enjoy it with us tonight. It's going to be an absolute fun. Let's get a good applause from the crowd here. Capacity crowd, for sure. It's absolutely superb. We'll run through the 2 teams in just a second for you. Last time these 2 teams met was over 2 eggs in that playoff semi-final. Nearly 2 seasons ago, Forest won a bad-tempered semi-final, you may recall, on penalty kicks. One hopes we don't have a repeat of that. So 3 minutes to kick off, just less than 3 minutes, 4 minutes to kick off here. The atmosphere is right hot, as it always is on these occasions. It's a JB Sports exclusive. Not available on any other platform other than not even available on TC Hub, even at this point. So bearing that in mind, let's give you a check on the 2 teams. In just a second. Oh, you can hear us all here. Oh, we can. We'll bring you the 2 teams in just a second or two. I'm just going to check that we've got that working okay. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me tonight? Please let me know if you can hear me. This isn't part of the commentary hub. It's just a one-off YouTube commentary. I wonder if you can hear. I hope you can hear me. So please, someone, let me know if you can hear me okay. Then we'll bring you the two teams in just a second, just in time for kickoff. Fantastic atmosphere building around the City Ground for this game tonight as we wait to start this first half. Perfect. Okay, thank you very much. So we can now concentrate on bringing you first half commentary live from the City Ground. It is a one-off JB Sports exclusive. We'll be back on. I'm back on TCF duty for the first time with this season next week, tomorrow as we bring you live commentary of Plymouth against Southampton from the Championship. But only for today, tonight it's JB Sports all the way as John McGowan and everybody now makes a minute's applause for Trevor Francis, who sadly died during the pre-season, and the supporters of both sides and both sets of players and everybody around the City Ground applauding. There's Frank Clark. I saw Gary Birtles there in the crowd. All these players that played with Trevor Francis. He was the first £1 million footballer, and he will be sadly missed by everybody at the City Ground. And of course, Chris Bart Williams as well, who sadly died as well during the close season. Again, our thoughts are with the families of those concerned. Quickly through the teams line. Matt Turner in goal for Forest, Willie Bowie, Joe Worrell the captain, Scott McKenna, Sergio Ray, Morgan Gibbs-White, Oriel Mangala, Nico Williams, Danilo, Brendan Johnson, and Tyro Awole. For Sheffield United, when the Paul Higginbottom was Pobringham in goal, Ado Ahmedjadovic, John Egan the captain, Jack Robinson, Gustavo Heyman, the new signing from Coventry, Vinicius de Souza Costa, Oliver Norwood, Max Lowe, Benny Traore, William Ozula, and Ben Osborne. We'll run through the substitutes as we go along when we get a break in play in this first half. Our referee tonight is Peter Banks from Merseyside. His two assistants, Harry Leonard and Nick Greenash, and the Medley, the fourth official, as Sheffield United get us underway in those all yellow shirts, attacking the Trent end away to my left-hand side. The VAR, if needed, is Michael Oliver of County Durham. He's down in London at Stockley Park this evening. So an early throw-in for Forest on the far side. The Brian Clough stand adjacent away as the throw comes in. Headed out for another throw for Forest. And these two teams obviously going to be Burnley's relegation rivals come the end of the season. Forest have got a game upcoming as well. Gary Birtles is doing commentary for TV. I did see John McGovern as well. So this is a Friday night game. Not on TV in this country, but here's Brendan Johnson now coming forward. Jack Robinson is nearby him. Johnson knocks it back. This is their third Premier League meeting. The last meeting between the two sides was May 1993, and it was Brian Clough's last home game in charge of Nottingham Forest. It was a 2-0 victory for Sheffield United, which actually relegated Nottingham Forest on that particular afternoon. As Aurier now takes it up on the right-hand side for Forest. Still 0-0 here with 1:20 gone. Worrell now on the ball for Forest. Still 0, as I say, 0-0. We won't be updating the scores tonight, but I will keep you updated every 2 or 3 minutes of the score as it happens. And of course, we'll keep you updated with the Leeds game at half-time and at full-time as the ball is back towards West Bromwich in green. Kicks it into the Brian Clough stand. Didn't quite reach the first tier on the way on that far side, but kicked it away right-footed. There's Awani who scored the solitary goal that Forest have got so far this season. And it was a good performance that Forest put up at Arsenal last weekend. In a lot of ways, they were very unlucky not to get something from the game, but difference between the two sides was that classy goal by Bukayo Saka, who in scoring that goal put Arsenal 2 up at that particular point in time. One a missed kick here, a chance here for Forest inside the area. It's Brendan Johnson breaking into the penalty area. Johnson turning it back. Aurier crossing into the penalty area. Awori with a header, and Forest have scored. What a start for Forest! Awori after 2 minutes and 30. And Forest have scored early doors. The City Ground goes mad. And with barely 3 minutes on the clock, Taiwo Awani puts Forest into the lead. A brilliant cross by Serge Aurier in the first place, but it was Brandon Johnson here making the break. He had the presence of mind to hook it back to Aurier. His 5-foot cross was a superb one, and Awani got up between the static defenders of Sheffield United. There was a missed kick as well from a United defender in the build-up. But what a magnificent cross. And that's poor defending, really, from Messrs. Egan. And I don't know who else it was, but Fotheringham didn't have a chance at that point. It was number 15 there, Ahmed Zorich. So Egan and Ahmed Zorich really to blame for that goal. And that's his second goal of the season. Awani, well, is the second Forest player to score in 6 consecutive Premier League appearances, and that's since Stan Collymore. You have to go back to 1995 for that. What a start for Steve Cooper. Well, he couldn't have envisaged a start like this. Really, he couldn't. And look at the Forest. I'm just looking now. The Forest fans are bang up for this one. You can tell. They've got a throw in now. Egan jumping there. Johnson going down there. The referee had a good look at that. Thought Johnson wasn't fouled there. There's the Nottingham Forest owner. Well, they stayed up by the skin of their teeth last season. They finished in 16th place. They beat Arsenal on the last home game here. And I remember sort of doing that for the TCR with Russ Verdon. A terrific result, which actually won City the League Championship as well. The first part of that treble they won last week. And, of course, congratulations to Manchester City for winning the UEFA Super Cup just a couple of days ago in Athens. Probably the Sheffield United. It's not taken from the correct place. So Osborne will try again on the far side. Forest 1, Sheffield United 0. If you've just joined us, a goal in the 3rd minute from Awani, his second goal of the season. But it's Sheffield United trying to amble something down the right-hand side. Ben Osborne again to take another throw. And he goes short here to number 8, which is Gustavo Harmer. And I think that's a corner. So Sheffield United have bought themselves a bit of time and an opportunity now from a set play, which Ollie Norwood would take. Had a couple of good opportunities against Crystal Palace a week ago, but didn't take them. And that'll be on the feelings of Paul Higginbottom, really. They need something here. This is a 6-pointer here, but at this early stage, Egan wins the header from Norwood's corner from the far side. It didn't go anywhere. Now the ball knocked in there by De Sousa Costa into the penalty area. Johnson can get it away up towards Awani. And Awani's got pace to burn. He might get away here. Awani now just forced out to the left a little bit. Needs support arriving. He's got it now with Danilo. Danilo crosses in there towards Johnson, who had to reach up a little bit. And they tried to play it in to Morgan Gibbs White, but the ball fell kindly in the 6-yard area for West Birmingham, the Sheffield United goalkeeper. And that really was a quick break from Forrester. Well, we just forced wide a little bit there. Obviously, Steve Cooper making 20 less new signings than he did last season. Here's Matt Turner, who's in goal now. No Dean Henderson in the team this season. He's gone back to Manchester United. He was injured for most of last season. Then they got Kieran Abbas on loan last season. It's Matt Turner now, the American who played in the World Cup for America against England and made a series of great stops in a 0-0 draw. And a Forest supporter wanted to keep the ball as a souvenir, but urged to throw it back to the ball boy. Jack Robinson, who's got a good prowess for a long throw. This is why Forest will have to be super savvy at the back. And the throwing was a good one in the back heel, and it almost fell in the 6-yard area. And there was an attempted back heel. I couldn't say who it was. I think it was possibly Osula who was in there trying to back heel the ball from the 6-yard area, but he couldn't get any purchase on it. But that's the value of having Jack Robinson taking long throw-ins. It was a key to Sheffield United's promotion success last season when they finished second behind Burnley. And I have to say, Worthy runners up. They did play some lovely stuff at times, Sheffield United. Of course, they reached the FA Cup semi-finals. And they were beaten quite conclusively by Manchester City. They've got a free kick against them now. Brennan Johnson has won the free kick. Referee Peter Banks. And again, we'll be keeping our beady eye on what VAR does throughout the course of the evening. All the controversies that we've had this last week with VAR. Especially that penalty, that non-penalty at Man United Wolves on Monday night. Anyway, Nico Williams is going to take the free kick now, the former Liverpool player. In fact, Tom Davis here amongst the substitutes there. He's gone from Everton. Everton made him surplus to requirements. Sean Dyche didn't want him at Goodison Park. And assigned on a free to Sheffield United. I think that's one player that I think Burnley may have slipped through the net there a little bit. Maybe it wasn't Vincent Kompany's cup of tea. That's a foul there on Morgan Gibbs-White by D'Souza. D'Souza Costa. We'll probably have to have a word or two here with Peter Banks. Calling him over. Vinny Souza, he's got on his back. We'll just call him D'Souza. It's easier. So that's 2 fouls already against his name, against Sheffield United's name at the moment. If you've just joined us late, where have you been? Forest ahead early doors through Thiago Awoni. But at the moment, it's going their way at the moment. As they now look for a second goal. Apologies that we got other sound on. Now we got the thing back. Hope you can hear me now over the other commentary. We're just having 1 or 2 technical areas. As Worrell now knocks it back. Sergio Aurier has it on the right-hand side for Forest. 1-0, they lead. A tremendous moment for them in the game. If you're listening all over, and if anybody at my place of work are listening, I know 1 or 2 of you are subscribers of mine, Cyprian being one of them. Good evening, Cyprian, a big Manchester City fan. Here's Awoni now on the break now for Forest. Johnson on the overlap. It's Brennan Johnson across. Maybe they're in better advice to try a right-footed shot across the face-off goal. And Johnson has kept that in. Johnson was subject to a £40 million bid for 1 or 2 of the bigger Premier League clubs, but Forest trying to get a free kick, but they can't. They've lost out this time, and now a chance here now for Osuna to get forward. He's got a free kick though for Sheffield United. The Forest fans don't like it. 11 and a half minutes played at the City ground. Peter Banks having to referee with his eyes in the back of his head at the moment. It was a little bit clumsy maybe from Willie Bolly, if I'm being honest. I think the referee got it right. So a free kick to Sheffield United, who trail 1-0. A worried goal on 3 minutes. Smashing header from 6 yards. Giving Forest a lift off here. But here's Lowe now. It's just a patient build up here now. All-time head-to-head, incidentally. They've only played 15 previous times in the history of the history. Forest have won just 4. Sheffield United have won 5, and 6 of the 15 previous games, have been drawn. So you think on previous form that you think a draw would be the more likely outcome. Forest supporters out in force again there. Even on a Friday night, they turn up in their thousands here at the City ground. It's a great ground. Great grounds, of course. A legacy, really, of Brian Clough's tenure. And it's been hard to match since those halcyon days on the Cloughie. 1 league championship, 4 league cups, 2 European cups. It's at some trophy hall in 18 years with, shall we say, a provincial club. When he took over in those days, certainly took them to greater heights. And those 2 European Cups triumphs will never be repeated again by any club. And unless they came mighty clubs in 2017, when they reached the Champions League quarterfinals, they're now relegated to the Championship. Well, times changed now. It was Leicester who were top dogs in this part of the Midlands. Now it's Nottingham Forest who are the biggest East Midlands club now. They'll find the East Midlands flag in the Premier League. The only Midlands club in the division, of course, there's Aston Villa, there's Wolverhampton Wanderers, amongst other teams as well in that division. Here's Awelby now turning it on to Gibbs White. He's got it on the edge of the area. Gibbs White looking to get a shooting opportunity in, and he did well. The goalkeeper diving away to his right. Got down in instalments and gathered the ball, but Forest do look very lively. They've got pace to burn up top as well with Awelby and Brennan Johnson, and certainly they will certainly they'll have a bit of steel and quality and guile. I don't think there's any doubt at all about that. Here's Sergio Aurier now for Forest. 1-0 they lead. 14 minutes gone. Here's Brennan Johnson. Johnson going back inside. Willie Bowie now. Joe Wowell, the captain. There's Scott McKenna getting it over halfway. It's a brilliant ball from Scott McKenna. Forest looking to build down the left-hand side now. They switched it from right to left, and it's left to right, rather. Aurier now with a crossing from the right. Oh, another good ball into the 6-yard area. And Awelby was half an inch away again in the toe on there. And I think John Egan got back at the nick of time and just got a little flick on it and turned it out for a corner. That's 2 good balls that Sergio Aurier's played in. And John Egan just about got a touch on it. And a corner it is. 1 corner each. And Morgan gives White to take it. Vinny Sousa right on Awelby there. The referee will be looking at that, and so will the VAR. So a bit of a crowd scene in the area. Gibbs White swings that corner into the penalty area. Headed away, not very far by Norwood, and then the header from the follow-up goes under the roof of the net, and the goal kick to Sheffield United. Quick reminder, this isn't the only football game that will be on JB Sports this weekend. This is the only exclusive commentary we've got. All the others are via the TC Hub, because we are an official partner of the Commentary Hub this season. Well, with Storm FM, TC Hub and TC Hub 2. And my first commentary for them tomorrow is that game at Home Park between Plymouth Argyle and Southampton in the Championship. 12:15 start for me and presenter Nicholas Jones. And then we'll have Manchester City's match as well at 8 o'clock. You'll see that with Russ Vernon. And then we've got a hat-trick of football. Women's World Cup final early in the Sunday morning with Nicholas Jones. He'll be guiding you through every kick of that final. England are in it against Spain. You'll hear that with Nicholas on JB Sports with the TC Hub. Then later, after that has been settled, I'll be on the air at Villa Park for Aston Villa against Everton, one of the great Premier League fixtures of them all. And then later on, we'll have Paul James in the commentary box as well for the late Premier League game as well. I don't know if I'm forgetting what it is. I'll let you know later, but plenty of football this weekend, including the Women's World Cup final. And we at the Commentary Hub and at JB Sports, we wish Serena Wigman and her team all the very best on Sunday night. Anyway, here's Ollie Norwood. There was a foul in the build-up. Advantage played. Here's Traore, edge of the area. Benny Traore turning there. But again, Forest snapping very good in the defensive positions. And here goes Morgan Gibbs wide over halfway. Just played it a little bit behind Brennan Johnson, who picks the ball up on the right-hand side. It's Johnson now darting down the right towards the penalty area. Gets away from the defender. Then the ball played back to Sergio Aurier, who crosses in and then turned behind by Ben Osborne for a Nottingham Forest corner. Forest lightning fast down that right-hand side, and I think Brennan Johnson's definitely having a lot of joy down that flank. So too is Sergio Aurier. He's put two wonderful balls in. One for the goal scored by Owelny, and then another one which could have led to a second. Anyway, it's going to be Morgan Gibbs-White that's going to take the corner. 18 and a half minutes played. Forest leading 1-0. Owelny with his second goal of the season. Gibbs-White into the penalty area, right on the top of the goalkeeper, who got a fist away. Wasn't impeded in any way. So if he had gone straight through and in, there was going to be, I think the goal would have been perfectly legal, but he did well to palm it out. West Bromwich, it must have been right on the goal line as he went to parry that away. It's a good corner actually from Morgan Gibbs-White, caused a lot of problems. But Sheffield United will have to get used to the pace of it all and very quickly. Forest have had a year to adapt to the rigours of top flight football. It took them a long while last season to adapt to them, and then that 1-0 victory over Liverpool last season. And Dean Henderson, probably his best game in a Forest shirt, denied Liverpool any points at all. Famous Forest win, and that was the catalyst for them really staying in the division. Because if they lost that game, I felt they would have been relegated certainly down. But that win before the World Cup against Liverpool certainly gave them impotence to stay in the division. 20 minutes gone here at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United 0. Here are the JB Sports exclusive. We will be bringing you a number of exclusive commentaries from the Premier League this season on JB Sports, along with all the TCO content you're going to get from these competitions. League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, the Championship, League 1, League 2, as that free kick comes in for Sheffield United, and it's flicked on. The goalkeeper didn't know whether to stick or twist. It comes to Norwood on the edge of the penalty area, flicked on around the corner. Still a chance in there for Sheffield United. It was a real opportunity there for Ahmed Arovich, and in the end, a free kick has been given to Nottingham Forest, but a little bit living on the nerves there, Sheffield United. In fact, Ahmed Anovich was offside as that ball was played in. So if he had stuck it in the back of the net, then I think VAR fancy would have thrown that up for offside in any case. So just going back to what I was saying. So on the commentary hub, you'll hear commentary on JB Sports from the commentary hub on these competitions. Premier League, obviously. Championship, Leagues 1 and 2, the business end anyway. The playoffs, FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, UEFA Conference and Europa League, amongst other things. We've brought you the Community Shield already this season, so plenty of competitions. But as for the exclusives on JB Sports, we'll be bringing you exclusive commentaries from some Premier League games the TCO may not be in a position to cover, but so hopefully, so you'll get some added commentaries on top of the TCO content that's already there, and we've got a deal in place with the TCO. I've also signed a new contract with the TCO in the close season. I am now going to be the official chief FA Cup commentator, as well as one of the key Premier League commentators for the season. Of course, I'll be helping out with a bit of Championship commentary as well. Hence why I'm covering Plymouth Southampton tomorrow at 12:30. Here's a Welby now for Forest. 1-0 they lead. It's his goal that's settling in at the moment, halfway through the first half. Here's Sergio Aurier, right-hand side. Cuts inside, pirouettes inside. Plays a 1-2, gets it back again. Danilo knocking it back to Joe Worrell. Ball over the top now. Should be an easy one now for West Bromwich to kick away from the back pass. So halfway through the first half, Sheffield United won, trailing 1-0. Forest bossing in on possession, 56 to 44%. They've had 3 shots and on target. 2 of them have been on target. And obviously, they've got the 1 goal to show for that. 50%. Sheffield United have had their moments, but haven't really tested Matt Turner in the Forest goal enough. And this is going to be a big problem now. Are Sheffield United going to be very naive now? I have to say, I tipped them to go down in my Premier League predictions on this channel a couple of weeks ago. And I did a TikTok explaining my reasons as to why. Well, it would have needed more than 3 minutes to explain the reasons why Sheffield United are struggling at the moment. But they're on the ball now with D'Souza. D'Souza uses Robinson. Robinson back inside again to Oliver Norwood. Player actually, in fact, born in Burnley, but never played for the Clarets. Competitively, at least. Ball chip forward down the near side. It's a bit up in the air. It wasn't a back pass by any means by Nico Williams. That's why Turner was able to catch the ball and get Forest on their way again. So there wasn't any cause for complaint from a Sheffield United point of view as that Forest attack breaks down. It's with West Boveringham. Bad memories for Sheffield United this ground in that playoff semi-final. They ended 3-3 on aggregate, if I remember rightly. Forest won the first leg 2-1. Sheffield United, in fact, won the actual second leg 2-1 and ended up losing out on penalties. And there was all sorts of recriminations and pitch invasions and Sheffield United players being hit by Forest supporters. And well, that it was quite unsavoury at the end of that semi-final. It was a terrific semi-final over 2 legs. You may recall Forest went on to win the final at Wembley. Also that season, Steve Cooper's men reached the quarterfinals of the FA Cup where they were very unlucky to not even force extra time in that quarterfinal with Liverpool. They'd already knocked out Arsenal in the 3rd round, Huddersfield in the 5th round. In between that, they knocked out then holders Leicester. So they had a terrific run. Even before they got to the quarterfinals, they were very unlucky not to reach Wembley, but that's just how football sometimes works. But they did get promotion and they did get their day out at Wembley. First time since '92 that happened. Nearly reached Wembley again last season in the League Cup, but were beaten over 2-8 quite conclusively by Manchester United, who went on to win the trophy. Forest have drawn Burnley in the 3rd round, the 2nd round of that competition, and at the moment Burnley would be wondering what they've got to do to stop Iwobi at the moment. He's bundled into the Sheffield United penalty area. Referee Peter Banks doesn't want to know. And as I'm talking to you now, VAR referee Michael Over, Iwobi's still down, presumably injured, appears injured. Peter Banks will have to consult VAR, I think, on this one next time the ball goes out of play. But I'm sure Michael Ower will be having a good look at it at Stockley Park. Meanwhile, it's Ben Osborne down the other end for Sheffield United. Can they find an equaliser from somewhere and get themselves level? It's been an interesting first half in all sorts of different ways. But at the moment, it's going the way of the tricky trees. And I know my colleague Luke Turton is at the ground tonight. Luke, if you're listening to the commentary here at the City Ground, I hope you enjoyed it down at the ground. Luke Turton, a friend of the channel, and of course appears on the channel via the TC Hub. Now Aurier now breaking away down that right-hand channel again. He's certainly made some good runs. He's played it in there. Now then, was that a penalty? I think Williams went down. I think the referee gestured towards Williams and said he got the ball, carry on, I think said the referee. Looks like on the other penalty incident, I think Michael Oliver waved that one away. Let's have a look at that Iwobi effort again. I'm just seeing it on the replay. It started just outside. If it was to be a threat, I think it's. Well, he loses his footing outside the penalty area. It's a tricky one, really. Was it inside or out? Is the first one, and here's the second one. Now, no, Ahmed Anovic got the ball, and no doubt about that second one. I think that was more clear-cut, a fair tackle than the first one. Was clumsy. He has been in the brackets of sin and given no free kick against Forest, and it allows Brennan Johnson to go down the right-hand side, but credit there to Max Lowe for sticking to him like super glue. Johnson now has gone down, and they won't want to. Was a player of his talent. 3 for 4 for Paul Eckingbottom as we approach the 29th minute of the first half. It's quite calm on the outside. I wonder what his persona is on the inside. Stuart McCall, a Sheffield United man born and bred. His assistant, well, he's a Bradford man. He may play for Scotland, Stuart McCall, but he's been assisted at Sheffield United under the days of Neil Warnock and all that anyway. It's a free kick which Johnson will post into the penalty area, flicked on towards the back post. Bolly is chasing to keep that in on the byline. Knocks the ball back into the danger zone, but out comes Foringham and takes a very good, comfortable scratch on the edge of his 6-yard box. And just averts any danger that Sheffield United may have had to endure there. So we're coming up towards the half-hour mark of the first half here, exclusively on JB Sports. Live exclusive commentary on a Friday night Footy Live. A JB Sports exclusive. Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United 0 is the current scoreline. Well, if you're a Leeds fan, please don't worry. Please be patient. We are going to bring you an update at half-time on your game. Okay, in the walls this time. Bolly back to Matt Turner. Time for Arsenal, who have now brought David Weir in to challenge Aaron Ramsdale at the Emirates. Turner kicks away. Big American keeper. Really distinguished himself in the last World Cup in Qatar just under a year ago. That's a really good goalkeeper. Was brilliant in the game against England. As Gibbs White now comes charging forward for Forest. Plays it to Brennan Johnson. Johnson inside the area. Johnson will shoot. Deflected. And it will be a corner for Forest with just shy of 31 minutes play. And they had the cricket. It's been a very busy part of it's been a busy 48 hours for West Bridgford. The cricket supporters down at Trent Bridge for the 100 game between the Trent Rockets and the Manchester Originals yesterday. United's Nottingham Forest against Sheffield United, and it's a bit of a local derby. These two teams, they are close. They are close together. Even though they're from different parts of the country. Sheffield in South Yorkshire and Nottingham, of course, in the East Midlands. But there's about 30 miles difference between the two clubs. It's White then with a corner from the right-hand side. Brings it in right-footed into the 6-yard area. And up went, I think, Willie Bowen all in amongst the mayhem inside that penalty area. And in the end, it's headed over the top. I think he might have just gone underneath for a header as he went in there. Yep. Over the top and the goal kick. As we approach the 32nd minute here at the City Ground. A JB Sports exclusive. Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United 0. Who've joined us here. JB, John Stuttard, your fox in the commentary box. I'll be back on TC Hub duty. You will still hear me on JB Sports, but we'll be hearing me as part of the TC Hub tomorrow as we go down to side the country and to the combine harvesters and the siders of Devon. I think it's Devon. Anyway, Plymouth. It'll be Plymouth Argyle versus Southampton in the Championship. Southampton under pressure to keep Nathan Teller away from Burnley's clutches this season. And now there's talk of a move for him from Germany. Whether that's true or not, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, Forest leading 1-0. Here come the yellow shirts down on the ball. This is Ahmed Dodic. That's a good ball now. If he can pick out Ben Osborne, he can. He's into the penalty area. Not away properly. A real opportunity now for Sheffield United. A great effort by D'Souza, but well taken by Matt Turner. Not only did he dive away acrobatically to his left-hand side, he absolutely caught this left, right, and centre. A catch that Johnny Bairstow would have been proud of. Look at that. A good take. I think that was one for the cameras, quite honestly. Anyway, Turner kicks away from the ground. Right-footed towards the right-hand side. Aurier flicks on. The Sheffield United knocking it down the field once more, and it's going to be Joe Worrell easily back to Matt Turner again. I think that was the Sheffield United's first shot on target in the actual game. We've been going, 34 minutes? As Turner kicks away again. Easy headed there from Max Lowe. Again, straight into the arms of Matt Turner inside his own penalty area. That's Nico Williams trying to get Nico Williams away, but Sheffield United just pinning Forest back a little bit. Now Turner kicks it away right-footed, up towards halfway. Johnson attempts to flick it on. He's not the tallest of men, Brennan Johnson. Sergio Aurier has possession. Now Mangala. Mangala goes back to Joe Worrell once again. Willie Bolly has possession. Again, uses Bolly. Ball out of play. Don't forget to check out my Twitter handle, JB Sports 11, if you want to follow me on Twitter, incidentally. Please make sure you're genuine before you do follow. If you get the odd keyboard warrior who tries to upset the apple cart, whatever tweet I tend to put out. And I do have a bit of a claim to fame. If you haven't seen my video, I appear on the recent Burnley documentary. As everyone knows, I'm a big Burnley fan. And personally, I would like one of these two teams to lose at the moment. That's from a Burnley point of view. We're getting no wish, but here comes Sheffield United again. This could be problems. He's got two in the middle now. Cross comes in from the right-hand side, and it's turned away by Forest. We've just been a little bit ragged this last 5 minutes or so now. Aurier now just needs to get the foot on the ball, just get some common sense plays plays it into Brennan Johnson, who takes it inside the centre circle. Uses Gibbs White, who's inside it, but it's inside the Sheffield United half of the field. As the ball is forward again towards Brennan Johnson. Remember, just to remind you which end both teams are attacking. Forest are attacking the Bridgeford end in the first half. Sheffield United, the Trent end away to my right, to my left, I should say. And Willie Bolly. In a very competitive game, a yellow card has been issued, I think, to Willie Bolly. And I make that the first yellow card of the match from memory. Let's have a look what happened. He went after him there. You can't do that, I'm afraid. Body checked Freddie Traore, he did. I think the referee was right to book Willie Bolly for that. So still 1-0 to Nottingham Forest if you join us. And only after 3 minutes. 84 yellow cards they were showing yesterday in Nottingham Forest. In fact, that was the most in the Premier League. Inside the last 10 minutes here at the City Ground in the first half. Remember, the game kicked off at 7:45, remember. And of course, now we'll be watching fourth official Andy Madley. Of course, now if there's time wasting going on, they are under the new rules of the game. I5 have instructed Premier League referees now, or referees, to try and add on the maximum amount of injury and stoppage time at the end. If it's 10 minutes, if they think there's 10 minutes at the end, they'll add 10 minutes. It's almost going to be akin to what we saw in the World Cup in Qatar last year, where we'd have some games that were finishing with 15 minutes of injury time at the end of every game. Certainly in the group phase anyway. Here's Lowe inside the penalty area, wins the corner off Aurier, who isn't best pleased with his fellow colleagues. Sheffield United having a good 5 or 6 minute spell here where if they can create something, they might just get themselves back in this game. A good run there by Max Lowe in the first place. Now it's Ozura's right in on the goalkeeper. It's going to be Gustavo Harmer to take the corner for Sheffield United, a new signing from Coventry. Quincy Sanderberg, who's obviously gone to Burnley. Harmer's corner is a decent one, and it was dangerous there. There were danger signs there, and it was John Egan who came absolutely belting in at the back post from absolutely nowhere. And Forrest didn't pick it up at all. And in the end, that could have been a heavy price for Nottingham Forest to pay. But at the moment, it still remains 1-0 here at the City Ground. Live on JB Sports. John Stuttard, your commentator this evening. Joe Worrell has it for Forest. Picks out Scott McKenna. Long ball forward for Morgan gives White to change. Out comes Fotheringham. He's been beaten to it, and then Fotheringham was very fortunate to get the ball back. On another day, that could have gone against him there. It's Johnson now towards the area. Johnson has a shot. Charged down. He's hurt himself in the process. In the follow-through. The referee is carrying on. It's not an head injury, so Sheffield United are well within their rights to play on. And they have it now with Benny Traore. Traore turns nicely there. Johnson is still down. But the referee playing on. Here's Osborne. Right-hand side into the area. Turned away by McKenna. Now they can get the physio on for Brennan Johnson. Who's still down, grimacing. I wonder if he hurt himself. It's a corner incidentally to Sheffield United, but Gibbs White had the freedom here. Look at where the goalkeeper was, and he was very lucky to get away with that. And then this was the effort that was charged down. Well, we've seen it from a low angle. I still haven't seen how the injury was picked up. The physiotherapists are on. Looks like his right ankle there. Fotheringham, though, a very, very lucky goalkeeper indeed. We're inside the last 5 minutes of normal time at the end of the first half. And I wouldn't want to hazard a guess how much injury stoppage time will be played at the end of this first half, but I'm sure there'll be a fair chunk of it. But I will be got at a half-time cup of tea. This is the goal again. Seems just such a lifetime ago. It's 3 minutes in, and Welby with a fantastic header from a great cross by Sergio Aurier, the former Tottenham player. Now, Welby and his Brandon brothers have got some defending to do. Johnson is, I'm pleased to report, on his feet. And is jogging rather gingerly. Andy Madley there having a few words there. So Forest down to 10 men for the moment. And it's going to be Oliver Norwood to take the corner for Sheffield United, who trail 1-0 from the right-hand side. And it goes towards John Egan, who got up. Comes to Ben Osborne, to the left of the D. Chips it towards the far post. McKenna a little bit up and under it. And then Nico Williams got it half away. And now gives White. And now Williams. No foul there. Or in fact, an advantage has been played. And that's probably good, sensible refereeing there by Mr. Banks. As Nico Williams must have gone about 30 yards, 40 yards down the field there. Plays the ball back to Oriol Mangala. Chips it into the penalty area. Johnson, who's back with us now, tries to get on the end of it. And it will be a corner for Forest. Must have got a deflection off a defender, so a corner it is. Johnson seems to be moving a lot freely now. We're now inside the last, 3 minutes of normal time at the end of the first half. Then all eyes will be on Andy Madley, of course, brother of Bobby Madley, who will, there's no what's going to happen in terms of injury and stoppage time. Gibbs White now will take the corner. We've had 7 corners in the game. Forest have had 4 of them. Sheffield United have had 3 of them. Gibbs White's going to take it from the right-hand side. Right-footed, possibly an outswinger. Obviously pushing and shoving and jostling as that corner comes in, and the heads go up again and still in play, and the header by Not sure who it was. I think it was Bolly who got up, or was it Aurier? I think it might have been Serge Aurier who, with a heart, well, it was more than a half chance really, and it was up and over the top. So it still remains 1-0. And go to the final 2 minutes of normal time. And a very enjoyable first half here at the City Ground. We will be taking a 10-minute break at half time, incidentally. So, and then I'll be reading out all your messages before we reconvene with the second half. So if you think I'm ignoring your messages, I'm not. I will read them out at half time for you and try and catch up with them. All the correspondence as we go. It's a one-man operation tonight. So please bear with me. And that's why we haven't got an actual scoreboard of such tonight. But I'm giving you the score every 2 or 3 minutes so you can keep up to date with what's going on with the commentary. But I hope you're all enjoying our commentary tonight of this game. In fact, I've been doing a body voiceover work for Trevor Sports today. I'm not going to tell you what games are covered, but it's really got the throat lubricated. Sergio Aurier has got a booking, presumably for speaking out of turn there. So we're into the final minute of normal time. God, as I said, God knows how much stoppage time we'll have at the end of this first half. We're going to find out in 50 seconds from now from Andy Madley, our fourth official. And as soon as I get wind of it, you'll be the first to know, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep your comments clean, incidentally. If you are commenting tonight, we're still a family programme. Here's Morgan Gibbs-White towards the area. Gibbs-White shoots, and shoots way over the top of the bar, but it was a wonderful, enterprising run by a former Wolves player. And the Forest fans appreciate the effort that their team are putting towards their side tonight. And on balance of play, they could and should have been at least a goal ahead, more than a goal ahead at the moment. When you look at the way the chances have come, just couldn't bend it in there, Morgan Gibbs-White. Goal kick to the team from South Yorkshire. Yorkshire's only representative in the Premier League this season after Leeds' relegation last year. We're now playing into injury and stoppage time, just the 2 minutes at the end of the first half. I was expecting about 7. I guess you can't have it always. Forest 1, Sheffield United 0 is the current scoreline at the moment. If you've just joined us, and we'll meet with a goal on 3 minutes. The difference between the sides. In actual fact, we'll read all your comments out just before we go on the break. Incidentally, then we'll come back and start commentary in the second half, and then we'll try and get a little bit of reaction from what happens to that. We're on the air until about 9:40 this evening. Give and take a bit of stoppage time as the ball is lifted in there towards the penalty area. Nottingham Forest. Oh, that looked a clumsy challenge. Referee didn't want to know. I actually thought that was a penalty. And Michael Oliver will be checking on the VAR. I actually think that's a penalty. Let's have a look at it again. The ball breaks. It's, it's number 12. Is it number? Well, it's Ozulu who goes down there. It's certainly in the bracket of Sydenham Gibbon. Okay, as well, Paul Eckenbottom does figure it's a penalty. They're not going to check it, I don't think, on the VAR. Maybe Sheffield United will feel a touch hard done by there a little bit. And they're not going to go to the monitor anyway, so it looks as if nobody's complaining about the decision. He's now going to get himself a caution card. He's the first Sheffield United player in the notebook. I have to say, on a couple of replays I've seen, that looks a penalty. Bit of shirt pulling there by Brennan Johnson. I wonder if that was what Norwood was actually complaining about rather than the penalty that wasn't given. Anyway, we played the 2 minutes, and it's been a harum scarum, but a brilliant first half to commentate on as the whistle sounds for half time. Well, could Sheffield United have had a penalty? Well, we don't know. But one thing is for certain, Awoni's goal in 3 minutes is the complete difference between the two sides. He could have had a second one later on in the half. But Forest just about, I think, on top in that first half. They lead Sheffield United by a goal to nil at half time here at the City Ground. Let's just break off from events at the City Ground for a few moments. Let's have a look at a few of the. Let's have a look at a few of the comments that have been flooding in. Media radio jingles. Most of them are from him. I can hear you just fine. Gold Sports. He does a great mock of the 92-93 season. If you haven't checked him out, subscribe to him on YouTube. Trevor Sports says, nice one, Trevor. Trevor, part of this is brilliant. Big for the commentary hub team. 11 o'clock Sunday morning. Yes, of course, we've got a big one, certainly in the World Cup final, and it will also be live on JB Sports, incidentally, that final. Nicholas Jones will be providing commentary on that game. Trevor says, as if it was moved due to the cricket, I think this will be a cricket score. He's saying 4-4. And JB Sports says, again, the only place to catch the action. Well, tonight, anyway, that is for sure. But anyway, the situation at the City Ground is that Nottingham Forest lead by a goal to nil. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes in time for the second half commentary. But a Werribee goal after 3 minutes is the difference between the sides. Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United 0. We'll be back in 10 minutes' time. Until then, go and get yourself a beer and something to munch. And we'll be back to reconvene with the second half. Thank you. Yes, you too, Gold Sports. And if you ever want me as part of your commentary team helping out with this, I'd be absolutely delighted to help you out with some voice work if you want as well. Anyway, thank you very much to everyone so far. We're going to take a 10-minute break, fill up on the old lubricants and snacks. We'll be back, as I say, well in time for full second half commentary. Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United 0 at half time. Join you in 10 minutes. Welcome back to the City Ground where Nottingham Forest lead Sheffield United 1-0 at half time. And we're just about ready. As we're about to reconvene with the second half, the teams are just about out on the field and almost ready to start this second half. Forest just entering the field of players. I'll tell it to you now. Plenty of talking points from that first half. Morgan Gibbs White just warming up there. Sheffield United have brought a substitute on. We'll get that confirmed in a second. Looks like number 27 is going to come on, Larouki. So he's on the field. We'll get confirmation of that change as soon as we get it. But what I can tell you is that Forest are leading by a goal to nil. We're only after 3 minutes. And as Noah McIntyre is around this ground, Brennan Johnson will get us away in the second half. Forest attacking their favour. Trent End in the second half. We'll get that substitution confirmed in a second or two. But Forest, just to remind you, Turner, McKenna, Worrell, Bolly, Williams, Mangala, Danilo, Serge Aurier, Morgan Gibbs-White, Brennan Johnson, the son of David Johnson, of course, formerly of Forest, and Tyro Awalny. Well, for Sheffield United, Fotheringham, Robinson, Hegan, Ahmedovich, Larouki now, I think, I'm going to say, has replaced Hamer. No, he hasn't replaced Hamer. Looks like he may have replaced, I'm going to guess Max Lowe in the second half, but we'll get that in a second or two. As here is the aforementioned Maruki. As the ball is hooked in there. A chance here for Sheffield United and an opportunity that fell for Ahmed Sidic. And he can't quite finish that opportunity off, but certainly Larouki played that ball in. I'll get a fair idea who he's replaced. Looks like it might possibly be Max Lowe is replaced. Indeed it is. So Max Lowe off and Larouki on. So Gustavo Hamer will take the corner. Nearly 1-1 at the start of the second half. Sheffield United in the all-yellow strip. Forest in red with white shorts. As that corner comes in towards the near post, it's nodded behind for another Sheffield United corner. Willie Bowie, I think, got ahead on that. Or was it Sergio Aurier? Sergio Aurier, in fact. It's, a lot of help for Paul Eckingbottom to take at this moment in time. Short McCauley's right-hand man. Here comes the corner into the penalty area it went. Comes to Hamer now, and Hamer with a shot. He's gone right up into the top corner of the net. It's a fantastic equalising goal. It's 1-1, and it's Gustavo Hamer, the man they got from Coventry, has just scored his first goal of the season. And what a goal it was to bring Sheffield United level here at the City Ground. They've started so well in this second half, and you've got to say they've deserved it. There comes the corner. It was Norwood's outswinger. And Hamer, with his right foot, smashes it into the right-hand corner of the net. And it's level at 1-1. And it's Hamer with a terrific side foot. Not much that Matt Turner in the Sheffield United, in the Forest goal could do it. And what about that? That's a way to announce yourself to a new set of supporters. And I think the Sheffield United supporters will love him already. It's 1-1, and it's no more than what they've deserved at the start of this second half. Well, Forest scored 3 minutes into the first half. Sheffield United have repeated the trick and scored 3 minutes into the second. What a start to this second half here. And it's Sheffield United in the ascendancy now. Well, that's surely going to be up there for goal of the month. if not the season. That was a terrific effort from Gustavo Harmer to bring Sheffield United level. So 1-1, and it's throws to Sheffield United deep inside the Forest half, almost on the edge of the area, technical area. Yellow card for Paul Eckingbottom in most held out as the cross comes in towards Naruki. And Alan Tate has also been booked. I think that's the Steve Cooper's assistant. So the bench is not getting away with Blue Murden either. Well, that's a big blow for Steve Cooper's side. He made enough chances to score 2 or 3 goals in the first half. But when you don't take the opportunities that are on offer to you at that moment in time, you invariably later on in the piece get punished, and that's exactly what happened. So 1-1. Throw comes in, hooked out for a throw. Plenty of live football coming up on JB Sports with the commentary hub. Forest, in fact, dropped 27 points from winning positions last season, which almost, in essence, got them relegated. As I say, they had a good little purple patch towards the end of the season where they got big results that kept them up, i.e. against Arsenal and 1 or 2 other fixtures. Ball back with Matt Turner, but the Sheffield United fans now behind his goal, away to my right-hand side, are absolutely cock-a-hoop. It's a terrific goal that's to bring Sheffield United deservedly level. And Welney now coming forward, based on the start they've made in the second half, that is. And they're not finishing at that just yet. Hamer now on towards Laruki, and Laruki breaking towards the penalty area. Laruki trying to play the ball in there towards William Osuna, who was waiting in the penalty area. And it's Sheffield United now having a lot of the play now at the start of the second half. Laruki, what a good substitution this has turned out to be. We've nearly had 6 minutes gone in the second half. Forest 1, Sheffield United 1 at the City ground. And it's Forest coming forward, United again coming forward, and the shot comes in and it's gone wide. Not sure it was in the end who had the shot, but it might have been possibly Oliver Norwood who shot there. In fact, it was Jack Robinson. Well, the Blaze fans, they're going to enjoy every moment of this. The team back at 1-1. And reward really for starting the second half, A, on the front foot, and B, on a positive note. And Gala's header forward. Again, a little bit of head tennis in there once more. And now a chance here for a break on here with Ozura into the area. Ozura, edge of the box. Comes to Harmer on the edge of the area. Again, the shot comes in. Another good shot. It just goes wide. What an effort that was. And just wide of the target. I think it was D'Souza with the shot. All of a sudden, Sheffield United making things happen here. And that missed by inches. Maybe Matt Turner had the goal covered, but even so, Forest right on the pressure and right on the back foot. And the Sheffield United fans can sense something more than the 1 goal they've got already. As D'Souza jumps for that one in the air. Brennan Johnson trying to get on that Gibbs White flick on. Remember, both teams lost their opening fixtures, and that's Sheffield United's first goal in the Premier League. The first goal since they beat Burnley in a Premier League fixture back in 2021. When they were relegated, they did win against Burnley on the last day of the season. Little tango legs there between Billy D'Souza and Nico Williams. What the Forest got in response. It's 1-1 here, and this is Laruki now for Sheffield United, I should say. Switches the play out towards Gustavo Harmer, but straight in the arms of Matt Turner, the goalkeeper. Forest 1, Sheffield United 1. It's the scoreline. Remember, plenty of football coming up on JB Sports via the commentary hub. Tomorrow we've got the Pilgrims against the Saints. We've got Plymouth Argyle against Southampton. That's live with me in the commentary box. 12:30 kickoff. 12:20 start for presenter Nicholas Jones and I tomorrow. Then we've got Manchester City later on. It's a break on here for Awoni. Awoni trying to play it across to the penalty area. But again, well cut out. Gibbs White wins the ball halfway inside the Sheffield United half and then plays a poor ball. And Sheffield United get it away. Of course, we've got, as I say, Manchester City coming up tomorrow night as well. That's with Russ Burnham. And then Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, what a game. Nicholas Jones is your man in the box. Sydney, the venue. Spain against England, the Women's World Cup final. Will England win their first World Cup final in any since 1966 as Serena Wiegmann's Lionesses take on their Spanish equivalent? Remember, they beat them in the Euros a year ago, just over a year ago, in a very tense quarter-final. I think Sunday's match will be even more tenser with the world's greatest footballing prize in women's football up for grabs. You'll be able to hear that with Nicholas Jones Sunday morning, and then after everything has died down there, you'll join me at Villa Park for Aston Villa against Everton, one of the oldest fixtures in league football, of course. Takes it back to the 1888. Meanwhile, there's a flag. There could be a flag up here, and it's been chipped in by Mangala. I think the flag had gone up in any case. In fact, it was Awani who chipped it in. I should apologise there. I got a little bit excited then. Awani was about a yard or so offside there as he chipped the ball over Fotheringham. Good finish. Sign of a man in form, even though the goal doesn't stand, but a bit more better from Forest. Sheffield United about to make their second substitution of the night. And actually give you the two benches, funnily enough. For Forest, we've got Hobart, Koyate, Wood, Toffolo, and Nakate, Alanga, Yates, Foyler, and Wang. For Sheffield United, already one used. But the rest, Laruki, with the rest of these. Davis, the goalkeeper, Trusty, Basham, Tom Davis, the new signing from Everton, Marsh, Brooks, Serkey, and Hackford. Just to remind you, the referee, Peter Banks of Merseyside, is the man in charge. Harry Leonard and Nick Greenhouse, the two assistants. Andy Mallory, the fourth official, and VAR, if required, and he hasn't been really so far, is Michael Oliver of County Durham. Again, a lot of watchers will be on Stockley Park. A lot of eyes will be on Stockley Park after what's happened last weekend with several controversial VAR decisions. Looks like a substitution again, and it's D'Souza that's going off. I think he wants to leave the stage here. And it's going to be Basham who's going to come on. I think the Sheffield United fans like him, and he doesn't look too happy. Stuart Cole trying to console him. Sure, it's going to cut any ice with him. Anyway, it's a free kick to Sheffield United from the offside goal, and it's Fotheringham who takes it. Quick on now, Osborne now trying to make something of it now. Number 11 keeps it in there. That's Benny Traore. Been a good watch. It's been a great game of football. And I think neither side deserve to be winning this game. I think it's been even Steven throughout. Here comes number 32, William Ozula. Back to number 15, which was Ahmed Odovic. And now Benny Johnson tried to break, but he ran out of pitch there on halfway. It will be a Sheffield United ball. 1-1 the score. If you've just joined us here on JB Sports, it's a JB Sports exclusive Friday night footy. Live from the City Ground with JB John Stoddard in the commentary box. Osborne gets it back, and now the ball will go back to Fotheringham down at the Trent end away to my left-hand side. John Egan can get it forward, right-footed. Egan's ball is a good one from the Sheffield United skipper. Against White breaking forward. The ball will break here for Johnson. Busting there to win the ball. Worrell now, the Forest captain. Both captains are centre-backs, incidentally. Turner, the goalkeeper, turns it on to Hurry, who's had a marvellous match. And I'll be choosing a man of the match at the end of the match as well, once the whistle has gone. And we'll be reading more of your comments before we leave here at 9:45 tonight. Give it take a few minutes of injury time. It's been a good night of Friday night football, and hopefully that will set the tone for the rest of the weekend's action. An enjoyable match by the banks of the River Trent. So a tremendous 100 game down at Trent Bridge across the road the other night between the Trent Rockets and the Manchester Originals. We certainly had a good match down here at the City Ground as well. Mangala now for Forest. 1-1. Ball spread out to Aurier. Tries to play a 1-2 with Gibbs wide, and he does just that. Good 1-2 played. Just left Aurier a little bit short, but he's done well to win the corner of Jack Robinson. Aurier just feeling the strain a little bit now as we approach an hour played here at the City Ground. Forest 1, Sheffield United 1. Morgan Gibbs White is walking towards the corner quadrant with the ball. The ball at his feet. He's going to take it now right-footed. Again, it's a possible outswinger now. Forest looking for that second goal, get themselves back in there. 10 corners each, 5 apiece. There comes the corner from the far side. Sheffield United level at 1-1. Even Stephen game so far. Gibbs White with the corner, right-footed. Outswinger into the area. Worrell went up. The ball is loose. Aurier tries to swing at a shot, and it went the other way to where it was supposed to go. Nico Williams is the last man back. Has it inside his own half, inside the centre circle. Swings it into the Sheffield United half on the far side. Header one there, but it's in play again. Sheffield United keeping wits about them defensively. Gustavo Hamer with the goal of the night in my book. A 20-yard right-footed rasper into the top corner of the net. Cost them $19 million from Coventry. Thanks to his industry and gaff, they got Coventry into the playoffs in the first place. They almost went up at Luton's expense. Shot comes in, it's over the top. And a goal kick to Sheffield United. Forest yet to make a change. It was Vanilla who tried the left-footed drive, which went way over the top. Bothering them now to take the goal kick. Still 1-1 if you've just joined us here on the and he said TC Hub. Fraudulent slip. Well, only live on JB Sports tonight. We are back on TC Hub. Well, I'm back on TC Hub duty tomorrow night anyway. If you want to follow the Commentary Hub, incidentally, the Twitter handle for that with Russ Burnett is at Commentary Live 1, and he'll keep you updated on the news and views you need with regard to transfer. Plenty of things happening. There's another Sheffield United player down on the floor, but the referee carries on. It's not an head injury as Osborne sends that in, but it's going out of the play, and it will be a goal kick, which means the stricken Sheffield United player now can receive treatment. And it looks like it's Osula who's probably gone down with a little bit of cramp. Or at least we presume that is the case. "63 minutes gone then. Matt Turner spotting the ball up. I think he's going to be a very good signing for Nottingham Forest. Did very well in the games he played in the Cup for Arsenal last season. Kicks away right-footed, up towards halfway. Flicked on there to the path of Johnson. Took it on his chest. Robinson claimed handball. It certainly wasn't. Aurier makes a break. He goes down. The referee, I don't think, wants to know. Aurier's holding his leg. Laruki was the other player involved. They claim they've got a corner out of it. Referee surrounded by players. Of course, they've got to take zero tolerance on that now. Oh, looks a clumsy one. Laruki got none of the ball, but did Aurier over-egg it? They certainly caught him, but whether there's enough contact there for Aurier to win the penalty, I'm not quite sure, but it was a very clumsy challenge by Laruki. And I think they've checked it on the VAR, and the penalty will not be given. And all Forest will get for that enterprise is a corner. Aurier still thinks it's a penalty, but they've checked it on the VAR, and nothing doing, according to Michael Oliver. Anyway, corner kick. Gives White to take it. 1-1 if you've just joined us here on JB Sports. A JB Sports exclusive. Friday Night Footy Live. Into the post. He's got a touch and he nearly went in. Bowling tried to knock it goalwards. And in the end, it fell kindly for Fotheringham. He caught the ball right on the line. And Sheffield United get away with it. It was Bowling who knocked it goalwards. There was a little deflection. And it was a good save, in fact, by Fotheringham, who palmed it the first time and then got it at the second attempt with both of his hands and took the sting out of the situation from a Sheffield United viewpoint. Here's Basham for Sheffield United with a back header. Forward again, up towards Ozula. He's done a marvellous match. He led the line really well for Sheffield United. I think Paul Heckingbottom could be proud of every one of his troops tonight. He's giving it their all. Here's Osborne then with the throw-in. He takes the throw-ins from the right-hand side. Robinson takes the throw-ins from the left-hand side. And it's still 1-1 here as the ball is thrown in there. And now Hamer has it. Hamer knocks it into the penalty area. Still 1-1. And now another foul given. And Mangala this time the guilty party. 25 minutes to play this intriguing match. And it's been an intriguing game for all sorts of reasons here. Oh, he's took him out. He's took him out for sure. He's took him out for sure. Look at that. And Paul Heckingbottom knows full well that that's a foul. Apologies there when we lost the crowd noise of sound. But we're back again now. So 1-1 is the score. We've got, 25 minutes to play. And I go for either one of these two sides. Could be crucial come the end. Here comes the free kick. Hoisted into the area. They all went for it. And in the end, it was turned away. I think it's a goal kick in any case. Sheffield United so close then to maybe pocketing a second goal and going away with 3 points. So we played 67 minutes. I think the referee had planned for a free kick in any case. 67 minutes gone. Forest 1, Sheffield United 1 is the score in the Premier League. Looks like a point apiece at the moment. 23 minutes plus any injury time still to play. We're halfway through the second half. Been a magnificent watch. Magnificent watch. And still it remains 1-1. Long ball down the line. And Laruki has it on the left-hand side. It darts towards the Forest penalty area. Laruki's cross deflected. It's a corner. He's certainly made a difference for Sheffield United since coming on for Max Lowe at half-time. When I say he's made a difference, I believe he has made a difference. So a corner kick came off Worrell in actual fact. So opportunity knocks out for Sheffield United. You are the team you feel are in the ascendancy at the moment. Gustavo Harmer with the corner. In towards the near post. And he went towards the back post where Basham was there at the back. And if he'd have got a flick on that, I fancy that would have been 2-1 Sheffield United. It's a good shot for Forest that Scott McKenna was marshalling in there on the back post. And I'm not surprised at this point that changes needed to be made by Steve Cooper, the Forest manager. We're going to see Ryan Yates on for Mangala. Mangala, that's the first change. And the other change is Anthony Alanga for Willie Bolly. Made his debut last week at Arsenal. Did create an assist for Awani to score. So Alanga signed from Manchester United in the close season. And that looks a clever buy from Steve Cooper. Here's Turner, the goalkeeper, right-footed, up towards halfway. That's how to play. Well considered by Morgan Gibbs wide of all people. Coming up towards the last 20 minutes of this Friday night feast of football. We're bringing you live exclusively on JB Sports. 1-1. Live YouTube commentary of this Premier League fixture from the City Ground. Yates intercepts the through ball. Aurier gets it away. Yates will have a second bite. Gets the ball through towards the far side. Uses Brennan Johnson. Pace to burn. The centre course of David Johnson. Awani back to Johnson. This is good football from Forest. Lovely 1-2's play. Johnson's cross behind everybody else. Shot comes in. It was a team effort by Danilo in the end with his right foot. And it was blocked away. But Forest still have it with Nico Williams. Now uses number 21 here. Alanga. Because Forest have not made as many signings as they did last season. I feel that they've got the nucleus of the squad they had from last season, and they're just adding a couple of extra touches to that squad. So we're inside the last 20 minutes, as I say. Gibbs White does well down the right-hand side. Cuts inside. Gets the cross into the penalty area. Remember, Forest attacking the Trent end. Away to my left, and Sheffield United at Bridgeford end. Here's a chance now for Yates. Getting the action straight away. Danilo touches it back. There's the shot from Danilo. And then it comes away once more. It was Alanga who tried the shot. Now Williams. Williams' shot charged away. It was a casual clearance, I think, from John Egan. And it looked a nervous-looking clearance. Ball back on halfway with Joe Worrell. 1-1 the score. It's now Forest asking a lot of the questions. As we now go into the last 19 minutes. Here's the ball into Gibbs White. Gibbs White looks for options. Inside the penalty area on the right-hand side. Has to go outside the penalty area. Uses Nico Williams now on the left. Williams' cross is a good one into the penalty area. Awani trying to take it down. He had to do a little bit of juggling inside the area. Lost control and Sheffield United hooked it clear. Still, that looked a foul. But Gibbs White, he's down on his haunches here. The referee stopped it, and a yellow card's coming out. Gustavo Harmer is the man penalised and booked. Oh, it looked a foul. And the referee, it took him about 5 seconds to realise it was a foul and a yellow card. Good refereeing that from Peter Banks. And nevertheless, it is a free kick. As slow as he was there, he did come to the right decision, even if the referee was a little bit suspect. Anyway, the roof will come off the City Ground if they score from this set piece. Gibbs White's going to take it. It's going to be floated into the penalty area. Aurier's forward. Abrowi's in there. Joe Waller's up from the back as well. And so too is Yates at the back post. So Gibbs White with the free kick. Tossed in there. And it's headed over the top, I'm afraid, from Joe Worrell from a Nottingham Forest viewpoint. Goal kick. 17 minutes left to play. Plus injury and stoppage time. Forest 1, Sheffield United 1. 73rd minute we're in. We're going to the 74th minute now. More changes afoot now as the game now becomes rather stretched. Benny Traore coming off now, and Brooks, number 35, going to come on. That's where fitness really does come into it now at the end of it. Ozula's had a good game as well. It's Ozula, in fact, that's gone off. Not Bertie Traore. Seldom covered Sheffield United in the last couple of years. Either for this channel or TC Hub. The last time I commentated on them was a year ago at Watford, and I think they lost the game when I think they should have won it. It was a tight game that, they, as I said, lost by a goal to nil, but it was a very good watch. I think that's the last time I did a Sheffield United match. That game last season. Anyway, Forest have got a throw in. Nico Williams. It would be a lovely tribute to Trevor Francis and Chris Bart-Williams if they were to score a late goal and maybe pinch all 3 points. It would be a lovely little tribute to them. As Aurier comes forward, ball over on the far side. Here's a chance for Brennan Johnson to run at the defenders. The cross came in, it was half deflect away, but it fell for Norwood, who put it out of play for a throw in for Forest. Level with the 18-yard box. Johnson leaves it to Aurier, who takes it quickly. Johnson, or rather gives White, trying to make inroads. Getting challenges played in left, right, and centre from Sheffield United. Worrell having to make that, and does. Otherwise, United were away, and they could be away again now. As the ball breaks down, but good defending there from Scott McKenna. Sheffield United having on the edge of the penalty area. Ball knocked across. Here's Harmer again, edge of the area. Deep, just inside, in fact. Norwood's cross from the right-hand side is a decent one. And Aurier couldn't take any risks. Puts it out for a corner. With a quarter of an hour to play. 1-1 is the score if you've just joined us. Aurier scored 3 minutes into the game. And then after half time, Hamer with a terrific 25-yard shot into the right-hand corner, making it 1-1 3 minutes into the second half. And that's how we stand at the moment with 76 minutes almost played. Harmer with the corner from the far side. And it goes into the area. Remember, they conceded 17 goals in the final 15 minutes of games last season, Forest. And that's a stat they won't want to repeat this season. And at the moment, it looks as if it could be that way as Osborne with a deep cross. The goalkeeper in trouble. I think he was impeded. The referee agreed. He was impeded, I think, by 3 yellow-shirted Sheffield United players. Look at them, all going for it. Brooks was one of them. Can't tell whether number 1 or 2 were. Offside against Awoni. And it still remains 1-1. As things stand, both teams on course to pick up their first point of the season. I think on the balance of play, I think a point would be probably a fair result. And I'm sure both teams, considering that they're both probably going to be in the scrap to stay in the division at the end of it. 9 months from now on, I think we'll think 3 points would have been a great opportunity wasted. 13 minutes left to play. And Paul Higginbottom side have really given as good as they've got, and credit to them. They've played some good stuff at times, so too have Forest. It's, as I say, that's why I feel, as a neutral watching, and not just because I'm a Burnley fan, I think a 1-1 is a fair scoreline. But here's Aurier now. There still might be a winner here. Still might be late drama. The ball might break here. But Alanga, but again, good defending again from Sheffield United. I think they have learnt their lessons from last week. It's Bachor, but they've given it a chance now. A big chance now for Traore. And Traore, as it's saved by Turner. That was the chance that Sheffield United were hoping for. It was a mistake. And 4 marks to the American Matt Turner here. It was a mistake by Joe Waller, of all people, the Forest captain. Allowed Traore in. Hit the shot right-footed. It was a mix-up between him and Scott McKenna, in fact. And that was a good save. Big right hand. Down away to his right by Matt Turner, the American keeper. And if that wins Forest a point, they'll be very thankful to him. So 1-1. What a barnstorming finish. Here's Osborne on the right-hand side. Possession loss. We're now playing nearly 79 minutes of this game. And if only Paul Heckingbottom will think, well, if he'd had a more composed striker there. Unfortunately, Sheffield United can never afford an early Ireland for sure. They have to make do with Traore again, who's drifted offside. And the free kick has been given. Still, it remains 1-1 here at the City Ground. A great game that we've absolutely loved. Bring you here on JB Sports. And it's still not over yet. Still plenty of time left to go in this one. Nico Williams has possession. Williams infield to number 28. Danilo. Ball out to Aurier on the far side. Up against Brooks. Infield to Gibbs White. Back to Aurier. Lovely 1-2. Aurier with the cross. Deflected. It will be a throw in for Forest. Level with the 6-yard box of Sheffield United. 80 minutes play. 10 to go. Gibbs White now with the throw. From the throw. Back to Aurier, who took the throw. Down the line to Yates. Yates, they claim a handball. Certainly half the Trent End thought it was a handball. I think it would have been extremely harsh to have given it because he was down on the ground as it struck his arm. And I don't think any of the Forest players in fairness to them, appealed or complained once about that. Good to see. Could have so easily been 2-1 down, Steve Cooper's men. Traore had just kept his head whilst 1-on-1 with Matt Turner. He's injured at the moment, but he'll be cursing his luck and thinking what might have been. And he's now absolutely out of it and injured at the moment. Looks like his left shin. And we're going to see Hackford come on, I think. Looks like young Hackford. So it's nice to know that Heckingbottom is using the squad quite well here. He knows everybody at this club. Traore now hobbling off. It looks like it's going to be him replaced. Indeed it is. And it's Hackford who's going to come on. It's an opportunity for young Hackford to show what he's all about. Here he goes on the field. So no sign of Tom Davis yet, making his Sheffield United debut from the substitutes bench. Throw taken now. Remember, it's 1-1 if you just joined us. And the ball, nearly reached Ronnie then. And the ball away by Osborne. Hackford gets his first touch there, holds it up really well. Osborne now to Harmer. We've got the equaliser, remember. And Norwood now to Laruki on the left-hand side. And all of a sudden, it's Sheffield United's turn to come marauding forward. Been a good second half. It's been a good game, actually. Been a real pleasure to commentate on. Whatever the result here tonight. I'm not sure we're going to get a 4-all like Trevor was hoping and praying for, but I don't think it's going to be a cricket score for sure, but you never know. 8 minutes to go. Stranger things have happened. Here's Nico Williams for Forest. We're up to the 83rd minute of the game. 1-1 is the score. Aurier now knocking it forward. It's White. Too heavy first touch, really. And the ball drifted out of play. And Awoni going off now to be replaced by big towering former Burnley striker Chris Wood. Signed permanently from Newcastle United. Burnley's top scorer in the Premier League for 3 seasons running before he's forced exile up to James's Park. He never quite hit it off there, to be perfectly honest. Came here originally on loan last season, and Steve Cooper saw enough in him to take him here permanently. Almost also played down the road at Leicester City, let's not forget. Played for Leeds. And of course, he's played for Newcastle. So many clubs. New Zealander by birth. Here's Salanga. Trying to make something happen. He came to progress in the Premier League at Burnley, where he took up a great relationship with Ashley Barnes, who's now at Norwich. And had a great partnership, certainly in the 17-18 season where they qualified for Europe. Anyway, ball played into the penalty area. It's too far ahead. And the ball out of play. Langer takes the throw to Williams. And he goes down. And it's a Sheffield United ball, I think. Just looking at the body language there. Yeah, looks like a Sheffield United ball to me. Made a complete mess of that, to be honest with you. Although, I must say, Harman really went through the back of him. That's poor refereeing from Peter Banks. I think that should have been a Forest 3 kick. But still, it remains 1-1 as we now go into the final 5 minutes. 85 minutes played. It's 1-1. Osborne away from his own corner quadrant. And the referee wants words here. A yellow card has been brandished. Not sure who to. I don't even know what for. Mr. Banks has been quite trigger happy with the yellow cards. We'll get confirmation. It's Ben Osborne, actually, of Sheffield United. Can't see what he did wrong there. As he spoke out of turn to the referee. Anyway, bookings are plenty in this game. Too many to mention. What I can tell you is it's 1-1 here as we go into the 86 minutes, as we head towards the 86 minute mark. 4 minutes to go. Plus any injury and stoppage time to be played here at the City Ground. Ball given away again. And that's out of play. There'll be another throw. And Paul Heckingbottom now getting a little bit frustrated with life down on the touchline. It's a stressful business, this football management lark. Forest have possession now with Worrell. Let's see that to the far side now. And it's Scott McKenna now. And the ball trying to be threaded through. It was the ball has been lost again. So and that's another foul, is it, on Harman? No, it isn't. Referee playing on. I will give Mr. Banks one bit of praise. He's at every conceivable opportunity. He's given each side the opportunity to play advantage when it has been fouls in the build-up on attacks. Hasn't brought the play back, which in fact is good, sensible referee. Forest shaded it for 49% in possession. But at the moment, it's still 1-1. Not what you do with it. It's not how much you have that counts. It's what you do with it that counts. 3 shots at goal apiece. 1-1 the score. 3 minutes to go of normal time, and then we'll get indication from Andy Madley, the son, of course, of Bobby. And he was abused a bit at Rotherham the other week. I'm hoping okay, by the way. And we'll get Andy Madley's views on how long it's going to be. It's probably going to be at least, I'm going to guess, I think 5 minutes. I don't think it'll be any more than that, just for the injuries and stoppages that are built up. And that's just, but at the end of the day, my maths isn't exactly the brilliant of maths, and it's purely on guesswork. Here's Chris Wood now. Be a lovely moment for him if he could strike the winner. Poirier now forward, but Laruki knocking it out for a throw-in. 2 minutes to play of normal time here at the City Ground. One goal you fancy from either side could win it. Who's going to step up to the plate and be the match winner for either Nottingham Forest or Sheffield United now. Ball with Anthony Alanga. Alanga past his man. He's absolutely done Osborne for dead there. And Laruki heads it, but only into the path of Johnson on the far side. Johnson will take on Laruki. Gets the crossing. Headed only half away. Danilo with a header back. Asks a lot of his captain, but he keeps it alive. Here comes Aurier again. He's running as big boundless. Header, what a goal! A goal! It's Chris Wood! Chris Wood coming to Forest hero! Chris Wood with a header! A typical Chris Wood header! And Forest may have snatched it in the very last minute! The City Ground goes absolutely mad with glee! And Forest may have just snatched victory here! In the very, very last seconds of normal time! Chris Wood with a fantastic header! Forest kept it alive! And Serge Aurier deserves another assist for his boundless effort. And look at that, 9 yards out, bang into the left-hand corner. What a header. A typical Chris Wood header. We've seen him at Burnley so often throughout the years. When he was at Turf Moor, scored goals like that. And this one was no exception. Into the left-hand corner. And Forest may have snatched it here right at an F. Fotheringham diving away to his right. Couldn't get there. And sheer scenes of sheer pandemonium at the City Ground. Chris Wood may have won it for Nottingham Forest. We're into stoppage time in the end. We don't know how long it's going to be, incidentally, until we get it up on our monitors. As soon as we see that, we'll let you know. But we played 15 seconds over. There's a substitution taking place, I think. Poor old Andy Madley's got it all to do here. Looks like number 8's going to come on Canate. It's 2-1. And I'm not sure who's coming off here. Seems a little bit of confusion. We've got 8 minutes, incidentally. 8 minutes, for which we've had one of them, but that'll be added on for the substitutions that are just taking place here. Now, the stoppage time is 8 minutes, and I should stress at this point it's a minimum of 8 minutes, so there's still time for Sheffield United. Brennan Johnson's coming off, and Niakate is going to come on. That's the first change. And I'm not sure about the second one. I don't think that's happened. Yes, Danilo off, and Konate is on. So, 8 additional minutes. Could be at least 9 because of the substitutions. So we're sent in. But it's Forest who are leading by 2-1. And if they can hold it out for the minimum of 8 minutes, I should stress it's a minimum of. But here's Osborne down the right-hand side. Tangling with Williams. Osborne kicks the ball on the right-hand side. Uses Basham. Basham's cross is a good one. In towards Laruki. He was out jumped again by Scott McKenna. And now it's all hands on deck for Sheffield United as they look to try and save a point. They've played their part in what's been a good game of football here this Friday night. But at the moment, as things stand, that effort and endeavour looks like being in vain, thanks to a terrific, typical Chris Wood header from 9 yards range, nodding it in at the near post end of the left-hand corner, the far corner. And Nottingham Forest look like they're going to win this game. It's been a remarkable turnaround in fortunes. But at the moment, it's 2-1 for Forest. Remember, we've got Plymouth Argyle and Southampton in the Championship. I'll be commentating on that one down at Home Park for you tomorrow on the TCM and all the TCM platforms, including JB Sports. So don't miss that one if you can. And then there'll be more Premier League action tomorrow evening as well. Manchester City in action tomorrow at the Etihad, 8 o'clock. Brisbane, and I'll be all over that one for you. We haven't told you what's happening at Leeds. We'll tell you before the end of the programme what's happened down at Ellen Road. There's been a game in the Championship tonight. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our coverage here tonight. It's been a remarkable match, a late drama here. The last time we covered the match on a Friday night on JB Sport, it was West Bromwich Albion away at Burnley in the Championship. And Scott Twine, I think, scored 4 minutes from the end of normal time in that one. So history in a way, and Burnley won that 2-1. So history in a Footie sort of way, maybe about to repeat itself as Matt Turner takes it on the edge, just to the right of the penalty spot. As we look, and to his left as he looks. Steve Cooper now, the rain coming down now at the City Ground by the banks of the River Trent. It may be raining, but it's glad tidings for Forest. As for Sheffield United, even for all their effort and endeavours they put in, and believe me, they put in a lot of endeavour tonight. It could be in vain. Canati getting it forward, looking towards Gibbs White, and now Laruki. They're playing chicken on the edge of their own area. They don't want to be doing that, but Robinson gets it out. But again, Forest win possession. Yates, having plenty to say for himself, takes it towards the corner. No one tracks him. Noah Kintyre is absolutely belting out now amongst the Forest faithful. Ball played in around the corner. Gibbs White crosses in there. Oh, and that should have been the third. It should have been the third for Alanga. From 6 yards out, right footed with the side foot. He comes out, contrived to flick it over the crossbar from 6 yards radius. Although I must admit, the Sheffield United defender, Ahmed Ozic, might have got something on that. I think a goal kick actually has been given, but he must have put him off at some point. Anyway, here's one for Nottingham Forest. I'm losing my chain of thought here. Here's Morgan Gibbs White. Is it going to be one of those wonderful nights for Forest? They've had plenty of those in the last 2 years or more. The cup victories over Arsenal and Leicester. The great results. Remember that 4-3 game last season against Southampton? That was the catalyst to making them stay up. Then they beat Arsenal in their next home game, which confirmed their salvation and kept them away from that championship trap door. Went on to finish 16th that season. At the moment, they'll have 3 points and they'll be moving well up the table at the moment, unless Sheffield United can score here. Good challenges again. And it looked for a moment as if Hackford might have been in there for something, but he tucked away. We've played 96 of the 8 minutes, but I've got to stress, I think there may well be an extra minute at the end of it. Alanga bombs down the near side, and there might be in for a third, and Wood almost was in there for a third. A late good challenge there from John Egan, right at the very last, denying Sheffield United, denying Forest a chance to really wrap it up in style. 2-1 to Forest as we approach the end of the game. Turner thought about coming for a long ball, but he left it to his defenders who hook it out. Steve Cooper telling everybody in a red shirt to get back and preserve this 2-1 lead. We're nearly at the end now. We've played nearly 97 of the 90 of the. We've played nearly 7 of the 8 minutes. Well, I reckon there'll be a minute extra due to the substitutions that Forest made at the start of the 8 minutes. So, according to our watch, 1 minute remains. But as I say, a minimum of 8. But after that, it's up to Peter Banks to decide whatever time he will land on after that. Anyway, here is number 19. Jack Robinson hoisting one in, but it's beyond everybody and out of play to the left of Turner's goal. And a goal kick to Sheffield United. Or to Nottingham Forest, I should say. Well, Forest have had to battle if they are to get the 3 points. They've had to battle the hard way tonight. Steve Cooper will know that. Paul Eckingbottom, I've got to say, plenty of positives he can take even out of defeat, because it just proves that they will compete in this division, but they can't afford to take too many punches on the noses. Certainly at later stages in the games. We now play the 8 minutes, but I'm assuming there will be an extra minute added on, pure and simple by the substitutions that Forest had. So I'm suggesting there's going to be 99 minutes played at the end of this one. Gibbs White will take the throw. 2-1 as we go deep into the end of the game. What a finish it has been. A goal in the 90th minute from Chris Wood. looks like winning 3 crucial Premier League points. It's a bit early in this stage of the season to be talking about relegation 6-pointers, but if it was a 6-pointer, goal kick given. If it was a 6-pointer, then, well, Forest will feel that they've done themselves proud tonight. But it's a goal kick to Sheffield United. They've got about 30, I would make it about 10 seconds. And they're going to allow this goal kick to be taken. 5 seconds to play. And the referee's about to blow, I fancy here. He is going to blow, and it's all over. And Forest have won it. And have won it in such dramatic fashion you would not believe. Chris Wood's goal in the 89th minute has won it for Forest. Sheffield United were very good value for a long period of play. They had a lot of the play. And well, they have put Forest ahead after 3 minutes. And then Hammer 3 minutes into the second half with a terrific goal. A shot from the left-hand corner, left-hand edge of the D, from the left of the D into the right-hand corner, leveling it up. But then a cross from the right, 89th minute, and Chris Wood, who come on as a substitute not 6 minutes previously, nodded it past a stranded Res Fobringham, who dived with all his might to try and reach it, but it couldn't stop it going in the left-hand corner, and cue scenes of unbridled joy around the City ground. What a moment. And Forest now take all 3 points. The supporters will be cocky with that. And I'm sure Steve Cooper will be happy. But Sheffield United played their part in a terrific game of football tonight. They'll be very, very annoyed that they didn't take at least a point from it. But when the dust settles down and the pain of defeat ebbs away a little bit, I'm sure Paul Eckenbother will get his troops in before next week's game, or the next game, and just say, look, we've got a lot of positives to take out of this. We look very attack-minded. We look pretty more solid in defence. But you cannot give people like Chris Wood room at that level. But plenty of positives, as I say, in defeat. But it isn't going to win them Premier League points. They need to start picking up points, and quickly, because the fixtures will not get any easier, let me tell you. So there we are. That's the scene at the City Ground tonight. I hope you very much enjoyed it. In fact, as the fans make their way away from the City Ground. It was 0-0 last we heard. Let's well, there we go. Fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know Go Sports certainly has. Let's keep you up to date with what's happened here. I hope you've enjoyed the game. One of all the ironies, Chris Wood to score the winning goal. It's schoolboy's own stuff, really, when you think about it. Anyway, let's have a look at the results anyway that's been happening before we leave you tonight. So let's bring you up to date with what's happening around the country in terms of the scoreline. Nottingham Forest 2, Sheffield United 1. You've just heard with us. Leeds United 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. That's still going on at Ellen Road, incidentally. They played 85 minutes at Ellen Road. In the second round of the Scottish League Cup, Stirling Albion 1, Aberdeen 2. That's a full-time score. In the Welsh Premier, Carnarvon 2, Newtown 0. That's still a later score. Conisky Nomads 4, Aberystwyth Town 0. That's a full-time score. And Pennypomp 2, Haverford West County 0. In the Irish Premiership, Ballymena 0, Linfield 1. That's a result. In the La Liga, Mallorca 0, Villarreal 1. That's also a result. And just into the second half, I believe, at the Mestalla, where it's Valencia 0, Las Palmas 0. Hurricanes' first match with Bayern Munich looks as if we've got off to a very good start. Werder Bremen 0, Bayern Munich 4. In Ligue 1, Metz and Marseille, with 2 minutes to play, a normal time of that one, are drawing 2-2. In the Belgian First Division, it's Leuven 1, well, Antwerp 1. In the Danish Superliga, Eindhoven 0, Copenhagen 2. In the Dutch Eredivisie, Hercules 2, NEC 1. In the Finnish League, Lahti 0, Vasa 2. And Marian 0, Honka 1. In the Greek Super League, Volos 2, Lamia 2. And in the Portuguese League, It's ended Casapia 1. Well, it's still going on, actually. There's still half an hour to go in it, incidentally. It's currently Casapia 1, Sporting Lisbon 1. And then finally, the Turkish Super League, Antalyaspor 1, Konyaspor 1. That's a full-time score. And Istanbulspor 1, Kayserispor 1. Okay, that's it from us for tonight on JB Sports. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage tonight. Just to remind you of what we got coming up on JB Sports in association with the TCO, because it's all TCO content from tomorrow onwards. Here's what we got coming up for you. Tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, I'm back on your YouTube channel again. I'm back on YouTube covering Plymouth Argyle against Southampton in the Championship. It's a 12:20 start. Nicholas Jones will be your host, and I will be presenting the commentary of that one from Home Park. And then later on, 8 o'clock on TCO and JB Sports, Russ Vernon will be your commentator for Manchester City against Newcastle United. On Sunday, 3 magnificent games, two from the Premier League, and of course, a small matter of a Women's World Cup final. 11 o'clock we start. 11 o'clock is the start time for Spain against England, live with Nicholas Jones. Nicholas Jones will be your commentator for that one. Spain against England. After we're finished there, Aston Villa against Everton. We could have split frequencies if the Spain-England game goes to extra time, incidentally. So possible split frequencies, but I will be covering, if things were to go to plan, we'll have Aston Villa against Everton live for you at 2 o'clock. And then Paul James will be your commentator for West Ham against Chelsea. Plenty of good football coming your way this weekend on the TC Hub with JB Sports. Well, I hope you very much enjoyed what we've brought to you here tonight. It's been a great game here at the City Ground, a great Friday night feast of football as the fans now leave what is now a deserted City Ground. Nottingham Forest have nicked it, and who would have thought it? A Chris Wood header. And a typical one at that. And being a Burnley fan, I've seen him do that so many times in a claret and blue shirt. Sometimes you almost expect it from him, don't you? Chris Wood, the Forest hero. The Wood wins Forest for 3 points. To me, JB, see you tomorrow for Plymouth against Southampton. But for now, have a very good night. Good night to you all.